Hey everyone! For the last few years, the big story in the Indian market has been all about one thing, infrastructure. But that story is changing, big time. Today, we're going to explore this massive pivot away from factories and defense and towards, well, shopping carts, and what that could mean for the next huge investment boom.
You gotta ask yourself, right? It's the question on every investor's mind. Where is the next major boom coming from? After such a huge run in certain sectors, what's the next big theme that could generate those massive returns we're all looking for?
And here it is, the answer loud and clear. There is a huge shift happening right now, moving away from the old market darlings and zeroing in on one single powerful theme, consumption. This is the area where, according to the analysis, the next big opportunity is hiding.
Now, to really get why this is such a big deal, we first have to understand what's been driving the market until now. So let's rewind a bit and take a look at the recent past, what we'll call the CAPEX story.
You see, for the last 3 to 4 years, the government's entire game plan was about rebuilding and strengthening the country's backbone. This meant pouring a ton of money into capital expenditure, or CAPEX, with a real laser focus on key sectors like railways and defense. This policy basically told smart investors where to put their money.
And the result of that focus? Oh, just absolutely explosive returns. We're not talking about small gains here. Stocks in these key sectors went up 10, even 20 times. That is the kind of power you get when you align your investments with a major government policy theme.
But that era is now shifting. The government's attention is pivoting. And with it, the market's next big theme is really starting to come into view. The new focus is now squarely on consumption.
So the themes that were the rock stars of the last few years, CAPEX, railways, and defense, they're all being replaced by one single idea. The new answer to everything is consumption, consumption, consumption. It's a complete thematic handover. The baton is being passed.
So, here's a crucial point. This isn't some sudden overnight change. This pivot has been building quietly in the background. The first signals actually started appearing way back in February, right around the time of the budget. It's a strategic shift that's been in the works for months.
So if consumption is the new theme, what's the rocket fuel that could launch it into the stratosphere? Well, all signs are pointing to one major policy change, a potential reform in the GST, the Goods and Services Tax.
The idea is simple but incredibly powerful. The government might just cut the GST rate on a whole bunch of consumption items from that high 28% slab all the way down to 18%. I mean, just imagine what a 10% price drop across the board would do for demand. It would be a massive booster shot for the entire consumption economy.
This whole idea of a major tax cut brings up a really fascinating question, one that every single investor should be asking themselves right now. Will history repeat itself?
Because, we have seen this movie before. This quote from the source material is powerful. It reminds us that the last major bull market was kicked off by a very similar event, a significant cut in the corporate tax rate. A big tax cut led to a big market rally.
Which leaves us with this one final, thought-provoking question. If a corporate tax cut triggered the last big bull run, could a major GST reform that's focused on boosting consumption be the catalyst that ignites the next one? It really feels like the stage is being set. The only question now is, when will the curtains rise?